Alright, enough lollygagging. Let's get into the main story. Her traces. The crimson figure, eerily reminiscent of a demon from the abyss, seethes its long blade and casts a provocative gaze her way. 10 a.m., 8 kilometers outside Oasis. In the desert is a lone traveling wolf, without a pack or sense of direction. I don't know what the melody is, I'll be honest. Tired it may be, there's no stopping now. Catch it! I couldn't have run far. We can't let it inform the Forsaken. Sand flies as a car adorned with skulls and twisted letter charges across the desert, the sound of its engine covering even the music it's playing. Ahead of the vehicle is a grey wolf. One can imagine what it has gone through just by looking at it. Wounds deep enough to reveal the bones and black sludges composed of dirt around its exposed flesh dyed red by fresh blood spilled. There's no way to know how an animal this injured can run this fast. Damn it, I didn't expect Watt to pull a stunt like this. We can't let his pet spill the beans. If people find out that we were the ones who kidnapped those Scarlet Revelation members. He spits angrily at the thought of that. Watanabe won't let us off the hook. Those guys from Corona are only going to cover their tracks. Fuck. This bastard surely is a fast runner. It's stopping. Wait, is that a person there? The stray wolf is just flesh and blood after all. As it runs, it stumbles. And it falls next to a lonesome figure, no longer able to stand. Oh, Alpha! The figure looks drastically different from the armed bandits. The only weapon on her is the blade on her back. Doesn't look like a Forsaken to me. Observing through the dust storm, the leading bandit on the vehicle finds the figure alone without the uniform and gears of a Forsaken soldier. He figures she must be a scavenger who got separated from her group. Go over her! He quickly gives his order as he did in the past. The wind from the car sweeps up the tattered cloak on her body, revealing her silvery hair. Is that a construct with heterochromia? Suddenly, the white light reflected by her blade blinds them all. Damn. The severed vehicle flips and rolls above Alpha's head before falling onto the yellow sand. Alpha looks down at the dying wolf. With blood-stained foam in its mouth, it shivers as it tries to stand, but can barely move a leg. There's a pale blue collar around its neck, suggesting that humans have tamed this beast of nature. Stubbornly, it looks ahead, its cloudy eyes glistening faintly. The wolf suddenly hears a song from afar. The wind carries the music to them. Perhaps fate has saved the music player from being cut in half like the vehicle was. Folks from home sing a song of yore, and a life is saved by a connection made. The wolf turns to look at Alpha, and in its mind, Alpha is someone who's willing to help it, even though it has never known her scent. Alpha reaches out to the dying creature. Before she does anything, she sees broken guns mingle with flesh and blood. A shattered dagger is embedded in vital fluid-covered sand. In the center is a crimson figure, eerily reminiscent of a demon from the abyss, sheathing its long blade and casting a provocative gaze her way. Oh, damn. Shut up! The phantom vanishes as quickly as it appears, leaving nothing but a faint sting on Alpha's left eye, like a ripple in the water. She covers her left eye with her white hair, ignoring the wolf's mournful plea. She continues toward her target. She was just a passerby. Getting involved will only lead to undesirable consequences. Not to mention, the commotion just now is enough to alert some people around this part of the world. Let go of the past, the present, the future. Put them in the hands of others. La 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 la. La 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 la. The wolf's heavy breathing slowly quiets down in the wind. Half an hour later. Boss, we've looked around. There's still a faint hint of punishing virus on the scene, but we can't locate the source. Good job, fellows. Whoever did this must have left already. Notify the other camps to stay alert for the next 24 hours. Roger! Did we find Watt? We found him in the trunk of the car. Should we let his family know? Watanabe shakes his head. The only family Watt had died in the previous conflict. I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's not your fault. You never mentioned it to anyone. Watanabe takes out the chip from the wolf's collar and clenches his fist. Let's cremate Watt and Walker together. That was his last request. Pack it up. Ask the smelters to collect the wreckage of the vehicle. We still have a few things to discuss with Babylonia alone. The disappearances and these people are concerned to Corona, aren't they? It happened before, but they always cover their tracks very thoroughly, leaving only inconsequential pawns in their wake. Do we really need to work with Babylonia? Perhaps it'd be cleaner if we do it ourselves. Some things are more effective if we work with them. Right now, our priority is to stop those kidnappings from happening again. And there are still a few decent people in Babylonia. Sure, there are a few good eggs in the next new generation, but if you're trying to contact the gang that ordered the great evacuation, will those selfish bastards really care about these disappearing cultists? They'll be interested in the information, after all. It's no secret the Parliament and Corona don't see eye to eye. And we need them to verify this intel anyway. Okay. A long, slender figure appears near the wreckage not long after the Forsaken has left. Oh, Lilith! She fiddles with the sand with her umbrella. Gotcha. With a light flick, the small music player lands in her hand. A red spark flashes in the air before the silent machine sings again. La 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 la. This power is surely convenient. How intoxicating, says the slender figure delightedly as she holds the music player up. Having altered the signal of the music player to let that human accidentally discover the information on that group, she suspects the humans will continue investigating. Her mission has gone smoothly, just with the push of a small coincidence. Looking up, she gazes at where Alpha is headed and sticks her purplish-blue tongue out. And an unexpected catch as well. Humming alongside the tune from the music player, the slender figure joyously makes her way in the same direction. I surely hope I'll pass this internship assessment. La 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 la. The departing lone wolf has gained the courage to go on. Okay. Well, okay. For a new home. La 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 la. Lucia. Huh? A familiar voice interrupts the faint music in the background. Something on your mind? Nothing, I just thought I heard some singing. Singing? You look into the near distance and see a crowd working inside the large conservation area. Some of them are scavengers trying to escape the Hedo creatures, and some are the cargo crew from Actilec. And some are Babylonia personnel like Lucia and you. It's probably the scavengers singing, I couldn't tell. Oh, here you are, here you are! Hey, Chong Yu! Haven't you seen this guy in a while? A contract walks in and interrupts you right as you're trying to listen to the song Lucia mentioned. I thought you'd be here since you weren't with the engineering force. We were trying to help, but the engineering force kicked us out. There's nothing you can help, and if someone sees you here, this place will be packed with people again. You better find somewhere to stay outside, I say. We don't want to disturb their work, even if we're just trying to be helpful. You let out a sigh. After Hedo Tower was reversed, the situation on the surface changed drastically. The blue spire indicates the first genuine safe zone on Earth. A place that does not have to rely on giant central purification filters or worry about attacks from waves of hetero creatures. Like the color of the spire itself, it has given humanity a haven with blue sky and clean air. Most conservation areas were built away from the front line in the past due to many factors. The concentration level of the punishing virus, the movement of hetero creatures, the location of water sources, and so on. Before the appearance of the hetero tower, there were only a few small conservation areas nearby. They also served as supply stations and lookouts near the front line. Most conservation areas are far from the tower, relying on CPFs to sustain the basic requirements of survival. The resources required to keep CPFs running are nothing to scoff at. After a long discussion, the world government decided to relocate the existing large conservation areas into the clean zone, Inver Hetero Tower. The monitoring facilities surrounding the Inver Hetero Tower have been more or less set up. Overseeing the new tower day and night, they are also equipped with omega weapons on standby. Humanity is treating this rare miracle with utmost caution, but the relocation has not gone well from the very start. You're asking me to move to a place that doesn't need CPFs anymore? What happens to my job? Can you guarantee that I'll receive the same treatment in the new place? And what about the serums I've stockpiled? A clean zone without the punishing virus? Can it be real? You're not trying to move us there as a test subjects, are you? I bet they're trying to work us to death to fix up the place before kicking us out. Why wouldn't the top brass of Babylonia move there right away otherwise? Anxiousness, uncertainties, distrust, and manipulations. The exhausted people prefer the stability of now instead of the unknown beauty of the future. The conservation areas are not owned by Babylonia. The residents of these places cannot be ignored. Wells told me you're willing to do the promotional work? Ha, there's no need for that expression. You know full well the situation on the surface differs from the past as a commander on the front line yourself. The clean zone created by the Inver Hetero Tower, the awakened machines from Constellia. The punishing virus is no longer humanity's only obstacle. These two new phenomena have presented us new challenges, but also new opportunities. The quicker we can decide on a way to address them, the more likely we can decide to shape the future. Convincing the people from the conservation areas. It's probably a job for the diplomatic court instead of me. Don't underestimate your influence. What you have achieved on the battlefield is nothing short of a miracle. The people are not the only ones who trust Grey Raven's judgment. Hassan chuckles. Obviously, some also consider your lot an uncontrollable factor. But even those people can't lay a finger on you now. Trust is built over a long period of time, but it can be destroyed in an instant. The Great Evacuation was such an instance. There's no way of knowing if we made the right call. But there's no doubt that it was a betrayal to the people remaining on the surface. It's unlikely for my generation to reestablish trust with them. Luckily, there's a new generation now. You in particular, Graven, Commandant. That's why I want you to assist in conservation areas. So, is the clean zone really safe? Yes, we came up with that conclusion after thorough investigations. You can read the report from the Science Council whenever you want. This will be our first step to reclaim Earth and our first step to rebuild trust with people on the surface. You won't rest until all risks are eliminated. You'll offer other jobs with the same compensation as safer environment? Fine, I'll trust you. I'll help you persuade the others. It's fine. I'm sure Babylonia won't send their wonder child just to trick us. After all, I'd rather trust someone who walks the same Earth than those who sleep soundly in the space garden. Alright, business can take place anywhere. But I imagine only soldiers like you will need these serums in the future. Do you want to buy some now while you can? How incredible. People were barely surviving just a while ago. And now we got the clean zone, a place beyond our wildest dream. We'll cooperate. After all, we could have died in that basement if it weren't for you. Even though you were unconscious the whole time. Aw. It's good to have you here. Your leader was hoping to take this chance to meet you. The cargo crew's preparation is almost done. What about you guys? Wanchi should be calling us any minute now. He's never late. Never late. This is Wanchi. The reconnaissance in area FD12 is complete. At that moment, Wanchi notices Chang Yu standing next to you. Hiya! Are you discussing something else or I can report later? It's nice to take a nap first. Don't worry, we just hired the cargo crew from Actilec this time. Chang Yu is representing the ACA. You don't have to talk around your findings when he's here. If that's what the person in charge is saying. The recon members of Babylonia stare at the twisted creatures crawling by their feet in the ruins. It keeps moving, one of its limbs probing forward like a worshipper trapped on the road. Area FD12 is the last reconnaissance location in this direction. Although the concentration level of punishing virus now is much lower than what's recorded in the files, it hasn't dropped to 0. I suppose the reach of the clean zone ends here. Still, we have to wait for the results from the detectors we deployed to get an accurate reading the actual concentration level. In order to confirm the area cleansed by the Inver Hetero Tower and the situation within the clean zone, Babylonia has sent out almost every recon team and formed a joint reconnaissance company. The company heads out in 12 directions and around the Inver Hetero Tower for an extensive recon mission. As their investigations progress, more and more clean zones absent of the punishing virus are discovered. The support force that follows them has since recovered many supplies that Hetero creatures kept them from retrieving in the past, especially industrial supplies in large warehouses. Because of that, requests for supplies from logistics have also become easier. Well, the Joint Reconnaissance Company has also brought back many concerning discoveries apart from good news. Do the immobile hetero creatures match the previous reports? Yeah, although there isn't a pattern of how they're spread, all these hetero creatures were heading for the same destination. As he speaks, Wanchi turns and stares at the blue spire that requires a visual aid module to see. You guessed it. They're all heading for the Inver Hetero Tower, which is a pretty lazy name, don't you think? It's just a temporary name. Science Council's analysis of the tower is also paused. After all, we can't get inside it now, no matter how hard we try. Lee is still the only person who's gotten inside, right? He still doesn't remember the crucial parts? No. He didn't mind memory scan, but we couldn't find anything. The memory data obtained from Lee's mind replicated the sequence when Lee entered the top of the tower from his transport craft, and the length of the sequence matched the length of your connections, but did not contain the key moments when the tower reversed. The time recorded in his mind also reverted to 0 at one point. Asimov said that it could only happen when memory data exceeded the storage capacity. Sounds like the tower used to look like a fragment of the imagination. That's not a bad name. You want me to relate it to the bosses? Whatever you say, just let me continue my report. Wanchi looks down and inspects the new hetero creature again. It has a snake-shaped body with 8 arthropod legs. Crystals with sharp edges cover its surface, acting as aggressive spikes that serve as both armor and a blade. We discovered 12 undocumented types of hetero creatures this time. We've uploaded all related images and data to the general staff. That's 86 new types in total. I wonder how many more there are we have yet to see. Hetero creatures have been relying on their endless numbers to annihilate humanity's bases. Whether by some unknown design or evolutionary instinct, all hetero creatures seem to end up with hedgehog-like bodies. It forces human forces to waste their finite ammo to attack the creatures from afar, while inhibiting constructs' advantages on the field. Once human forces are out of ammo, only a number of one side will be dwindling in close-quarter combats. Thanks for all the attention you've given us lately. Want your gumbles to no one, Betty, for kicking the now colorless crystals on the hetero creature. Hiss. The crystals crumble into white sand, carried into the distance by a gentle breeze. These hetero creatures also experience a certain level of weathering. As Science Council expected, they are not as weathered as the ones near the hetero tower. And the corrupted. No, that's not what they are now. The intelligent machines here have all stopped moving. All of their logic circuits are heavily damaged. We haven't found anyone on the list of missing personnel. Wanchi pauses for a second. I'll still keep an eye out. Any sign of the red tide? We've inspected all underground tunnels, bunkers, storage facilities, and more. There's no sign of the red tide anywhere. But there's one place that's concerning. Once she enlarges the visuals on the terminal, you can see a construct in red with white hair dashing by in the corner of the footage. An Ascendant. This was 5 days ago. We paid extra attention to that location after we detected some unusual concentral levels of punishing virus there. It was an abandoned factory. We spent quite a while to find a functioning camera that gave us this footage. Ascendants control the punishing virus. She shouldn't have left behind such obvious traces. There are many possible reasons. I'll let you guys figure that out. Thanks for your work. I wouldn't mind borrowing the sleeping pod a bit longer. Why's she out? Commandant. Lucia and you look each other in the eyes. Both of you know full well who that figure was. But why would she show up after disappearing for such a long time? And why did she leave such an obvious trail? Temporarily ignore the questions you have in your mind and concentrate on the work before you. Changyu? I know. Notify those in charge and come up with a new security plan, right? Yeah, thanks. First it was the Hello Creatures, then it was the Weird Tower. I almost forgot about the Ascendants at this point. What are the sneaky bastards up to? Oh damn, okay. Undercurrents and Omens. In a dark concealed room, faint blue projections light up one after another. Intentionally blurred projections turn them into ghosts hidden from history, cloaked in oppressive darkness. During the day, they are powerful council members, industry leaders, or generals who can sway the Babylonian headquarters. But here, they are all the same, a member of Corono. Ah, these mother truckers. Let us begin. As always, this encrypted channel will only last 2 hours. The causality of the disruption at the Hello Tower has freed up many seats. The Parliament took this chance to fill them with their people, including constructs. The reasons were sound, and the people supported it. We couldn't stop them. Even though those are insignificant positions, we have still lost the complete chain of command. It's unlikely that we will again. It's not enough for them to take a hero squad. How much more influence do they want to give constructs now? It's alright. Deserters are also constructs, are they? Aren't they? Hassan was just trying to calm down the wavering constructs and turn the public's attention away from the deserters. Don't push them too hard. It won't do us any good. We just have to make sure this temporary situation doesn't become the norm. Regarding the surface, only 32% of our recruits have re-established contact. Most of whom are located in a larger organization such as ACTLIC and ARU. We haven't been contacted by most of the smaller bases. We're still tallying the number of the subordinates of those recruits. What about our labs on the surface? 4 medium general laboratories and 2 small biological laboratories are situated within the clean zone. It's only a matter of time before they are discovered, so we vacated them. All other laboratories outside the clean zone have been reactivated, not counting the small memory research center destroyed by the Ascendants. Except for... He pauses. Although no one can be eavesdropping on them, he still lowers his voice. The Northern Asian Research Institute of Life Science and Evolution, aka Fort Winter. Oh, damn. The weight of this name stops everyone in their tracks briefly. The darkness surrounding them somehow feels darker. The team we sent to Fort Winter hasn't responded after they entered. We sent in all private forces we can mobilize. The Aurora Squadron is still under maintenance. Any further action will expose us to the Parliament. The last incident has cost us too much. A large private army was one of the key reasons why Corono could act as they wished in the shadow. But with the Hetero Tower, the sharper this blade of theirs is, the deeper it cuts them. This high-level officer who is in charge of Corono's military deployment feels powerless for the first time. Did the Descendants take over it? Unlikely. There was a significant amount of time before and after we deployed our team. And given what we know about how the Ascendants operate, it's hard to believe that they would stay in one place for this long. There wasn't any sign federal creatures before the entry either, so we eliminate that possibility as well. We suspect that some unknown incident is taking place inside Fort Winter. Everyone turns to look at the first seat, waiting for the sitter's decision. Initiate the destruction sequence. What about the research data inside? That's the main research facility of Project Winter. We might be able to recover the past data with the processing centers around the world, but we didn't receive our latest batch of experiment data in time. What if there's... The person in the first seat interrupts him before he can finish. We'll just have to do it again. Some things must never be found out. The Parliament has walked down a different path regarding what they need from Project Winter. They've gotten their specialized frames that are fully immune to the punching virus. Given what they want is to reclaim Earth and eliminate the punching virus, this is as far as they need to go. But for us, the specialized frame is just a byproduct of this process. Our ultimate goal is to acquire power, the power of the Ascension Network. Though our brief partnership has been pleasant, our fundamental goals are inconcealable. Perhaps our honeymoon phase with the Parliament is coming to an end. The conflict between the Parliament and us will reach a boiling point sooner or later. The only reason we can still coexist is because neither of us has leverage over the other yet. I see, I'll make the arrangements. Please give me some time for deployment. Be quick. A new age has begun, and it will run over anyone who can't catch up. I think you'll be interested in the next piece of intel from our mystery guest. It concerns Grey Raven, the elite squad you've been paying close attention to. If we make a good use of this information, we may be able to deliver a lethal blow to Hassan and his people. Oh, Corono, you're all bastards, aren't you? It feels incredible, no matter how many times we run this experiment. I can't believe how much more we can improve and optimize a frame. Where am I? Director Kaplan, we've detected a fluctuation in the test subject's mind. Should we terminate the experiment? Who is the test subject? Terminate it and initiate the lullaby program. Has the data we collected this time been submitted to Fort Winter? Fort Winter. The phrase pierces the depth of the mind like a spear, blinding her vision with a blood like crimson red. Uploaded, initiating the lullaby program. Steady electromagnetic pulses gradually ease the pain in her mind, casting away the anguish as well as the ability to think. I can't fall asleep here. Desperately seeking a way to stay awake, she is drawn by a faint red light. She reaches out. Punching virus detected in the subject. How's that possible? It's the Inver device. The young man's voice is no longer as calm as before. Execute contingency 0. Bounded by the wires and apparatus, the ascendant opens her eyes. Oh shit. 2 a.m. Conservation area 014. What was that? Lucia tries to remember the images in her head just now, but what was a clear memory is now enveloped in an impenetrable mist. Obviously, this aberration is caught by someone who spends days and nights with her. Lucia. It's like commanded. Aren't you resting? Lucia asks you as you walk to her side. There's a transport craft heading here for supplies soon. I couldn't sleep, so I went out for a walk. Liv would be so worried if she were here. Please don't tell her. Lucia smiles, seeing how abashed you look. You seem to be spacing out a lot lately. Seeing her concerned gaze, Lucia chooses not to deny it. Yeah, it's just a vague impression, but I feel like I've been seeing and hearing visions and voices that don't exist. It's like how I entered Alpha's deep mind underneath City 075 during the polyphage encounter. Could it be the residual effect of that deep dive? Lucia considers it seriously before shaking her head. Science Council has cured the effects of that incident. It's been so long that I think it's unlikely to relapse. Not to mention that this is a little different. A little different? Even though my visions were blurred during the deep dive, I can still recall fragments of them afterward. But I can't remember anything just now except for the fact that I know I saw something. When did this start? The feelings I had before were too vague to be sure, but I know it didn't start today. Should I establish a deep mind connection to check? Sounds like a good idea. Establish. You come into contact with Lucia's emotions, simmering underneath the surface through the deep mind connection. Trust and anxiousness. Ooh. Her surprised expression does not last very long before her mind calms down again. You don't have any professional equipment with you, but given your familiarity with your team members and your experience calibrating frames at the Science Council with Asimov, you can easily perform a simple checkup. The ocean is as calm as always. There are no hidden reefs or alarming storms. After carefully eliminating all possible concerns, you exit the connection. I didn't find anything. You let Lucia know your diagnosis. Every data of the frame is normal too. Lucia seems to have also completed a self-checkup on her frame while you were connected to her deep mind. Maybe it's the effects of her infected mind beacon during the battle at the Hedor Tower? Or maybe it's the result of the exhaustion from overworking constantly. I heard that constructs approaching retirement age often experience this kind of deep trance. Lucia's words suddenly interrupt your thoughts. Maybe it's time for me to retire and work as an instructor at the training camps back home. Where did you hear that from? The construct instructor from the training camp told us back then. We did find out that she was just lying to skip her class. So you were joking? Yes, I was joking. Lucia nods earnestly. It's okay, Commandant. This is nothing serious. Stop looking worried. Was that so obvious? Lucia does not answer this time. She just looks at you, smiling. Fine. But when this mission is over, going to do a detailed inspection. Of course. 12:15 a.m. 10 kilometers outside the conservation area. Outside Conservation Area 14. The cold breeze carries away the imaginary warmth from her palm. Alpha clenches her fist, but there's nothing there. This is getting more and more frequent. It was just occasional voices at first, before her visual module began to perceive sporadic images. Eventually, the other senses of her frame were affected. These should belong to that Lucia. Alpha considered stopping these interferences, but as they got more intense, her countermeasures failed one by one. If I can't stop them, I should exploit them properly. Separating the information needs out from the blurred vision, she infers Lucia's movement and plans her next step accordingly. Walking among the ruins, the crimson figure heads down toward the conservation area. Suddenly, she stops and shouts at a shadowed area hidden from the moonlight. Show yourself! It's impressive how sensitive you are in this condition. No wonder you are qualified to be an agent. Unfortunately, I don't have legs to walk on. How about we keep our wonderful distance? The elegant female voice speaks from where Alpha is staring at. Alpha ignores what she said and starts walking forward. A small music player drops at Alpha's feet. I wholeheartedly apologize for appearing before you in this embarrassing state. What do you want? I just want to offer a gift to prove my sincerity. You're so sincere that you won't show up before me? There's a transport craft landing in area D12 soon. I think you'll find it very helpful. You know what I'm heading there for? How sincere can I be if I'm not pandering to what you desire? Instead of taking a risk at the well-guarded conservation area, you might find a more fitting prey inside that isolated transport craft. Is that sincere enough for you? Alpha ignores her and starts walking into the distance. We'll meet again. Okay, damn, okay. Reunion, okay. This could be a trap. Her sincerity could be covering for her other intentions. The sky darkens. Alpha's audio module begins to hear a familiar voice on top of her footsteps. Her own footsteps. Babylonia wouldn't have set such a convoluted trap. Alpha is not sure when and why these noises appear, but she does not mind using them to clear her thoughts for now. You know that Babylonia isn't your only enemy. Humans aren't your only enemies. Turning back or believe her? Even if it's trapped, they would still need a sizable bait. Alpha quickly scans every shadowy corner that can be used to hide while she is running, making sure no one is following her or ambushing her. I'd rather choose something I can control rather than gamble near the tower. But it's not fully under your control. If you fail this time, you will truly lose everything. And how do you know your choice is correct? Because I've seen the price of turning back. There are no free gifts in this world. Rights and duties are two sides of the scale. Alpha shakes her head, trying to ignore the voice in her head like before. Running away now is just borrowing from your future. The time for repayment is here. Alpha could have sworn that voice in her head was chuckling self-deprecatingly. Run away? I've never planned to be an agent. There's only one thing Alpha has wanted to do since the night she shed her heavy uniform. To fulfill Luna's wish and let her do what she wants. Alpha pauses for a second before continuing past the rubbles and debris toward her target. Meaningless arguments will not help her situation right now. Intense emotions in her mind will only cause something to sprout. Alpha responds in silence, but her hurried steps and centered gaze betray her anxiousness. She made her choice because she knew that was the only path she wanted. You're no longer connected by blood. Do you want to sever your connection as ascendants as well? Even though we no longer have the same blood flowing inside us, it doesn't mean our wishes are different. The cold moonlight may not be able to illuminate her path, but the light reflected by the satellite 380,000 kilometers away shows Alpha that she's not only surrounded by darkness. And that is enough. I won't accept it. The Ascension Network chose Luna, and so do I. The noises in her audio module turn silent briefly, as if an older recorder is held next to her ear. The static signals slowly form a brief sentence. The Ascension Network didn't find her. She found the Ascension Network. Okay, damn. Beneath the ruins, a few months ago. Kill you. Remains of her wings cover her motionless body. Her claws have been cleanly cut off. She tries to stand up and tear the prey before her apart, but she cannot move a single joint of hers. Hey, yo, voodoo? Yo. I know it's just me, but... I know it probably is just me, but... When we saw the crack in Voodoo's mask there, I was like, hey, yo, voodoo playable when? Because, like, I won't lie. She does seem pretty attractive, I won't lie. Because, like, voodoo when, bro? The air she pushes out while she talks leaks from her shattered chest cavity, making the sound of shattered bellows. Alpha cleans the vital fluid from her katana without seething it. Silently, she stares at one spot, ignoring the mad cries behind her. Soon, a purple-haired construct appears before Alpha, sitting on a strangely shaped chair. Why didn't you just leave? I didn't think you'd be happy to see me. Lucia. The name that Alpha has not heard for a long time causes a slight ripple in her mind. But its impact is nothing more than a fallen leaf on a pond, quickly dissipating. What are you doing here? I'm just trying to take my companion away at this point. Hearing that, Alpha seethes her blade and heads towards the base, no longer suspicious. Lethos, keep her here! Kill her! Kill her! I want her to suffer like I did. No, I want her to suffer more! We can't do it on our own. And that wasn't what Mr. ordered us to do. Now stop talking. It's only going to worsen your injuries. Take her, Paper Crane. Right as she says that, Lethos' chair transforms into a snake-like form, carefully wrapping around Voodoo. What are you doing? Put me down! That woman is getting away! Lethos turns to look at Alpha, who's already at the entrance of the base, and asks her, Aren't you going to kill me? I don't do anything pointless. It make you feel better? Hey, Lethos, don't worry. Paper Crane will take you back even if I'm dead. If there's still a way to eliminate you once and for all, I might have done so. They would have tried to contact an Ascendant back then, even without your meddling. The tragedy was inevitable, it's just a matter of time. Babylonia no longer concerns me anymore. There's something more important to me than trapped by my shadow of the past. Is that so? Despite Mister's disposition, I do hope that your wish can come true. Alpha does not respond, her white hair disappearing at the entrance of the ruins. Kill her next time. Tear her apart with sharper claws. Toy with her while with stronger wings. Give it up. You're just going to hurt yourself. Shove her leg into her mouth. Gouge her eyes and fill the sockets with vital fluid. Voodoo does not seem to hear what Letho said. She is just babbling nonsense now. Ignoring her, vital fluid is dripping from her chest cavity to the floor along paper-carrying tail. Relax, Loki, Voodoo. I'll do my best to save you all. Damn, dude. After hearing the message, Alpha rushed toward the ruins as fast as she could. She was hoping to board the ship heading toward the moon to find Luna before Roland and Voodoo did, but they still arrived before her, having departed earlier. As she confronted Voodoo, Alpha noticed a fourth person rushing to join them secretly. Realizing Vonnegut's play, Alpha had to stay behind and delay them. If she boarded the ship with Roland, whatever happened could not be advantageous to rescuing Luna. Both Vonnegut and Alpha knew that Alpha would not give up on Luna no matter what she became. Perhaps that was the ending that the agent was trying to prevent. To increase the chance of a successful rescue, Alpha told Roland everything she wanted to say. Did those words get passed to Luna? How is Luna doing now? What will she choose? The white-haired descendant walks alone in the wilderness. She has not wagered all her hopes on others. Suddenly, she looks up at the dawning night sky as if hearing something. A shooting star flies across the sky, touching the veil of darkness and slowly descending onto the surface. Luna. Between the earth and the sky in the distance of 64,000 kilometers, the tail of the meteor had faded from the horizon. Even though they no longer have the same blood flowing inside them, an inseparable bond still connects them tightly. Alpha briefly pauses before sprinting toward her destination. Hey, let's go. Damn. The sun has just cast its first ray of light when Alpha arrives. The neglected Linden has grown past the dilapidated house at this point. Sunlight shines through the gaps between the branches, the spots of light enveloping the silver girl. She's looking at the rotten fence in front of her. She was barely tall enough to reach the halfway point when she left. Now she cannot find any trails of the past anymore. Noticing someone approaching, the girl turns around and finds what she cannot live without. The girl wants to just watch her silently like this. But she also wants to give her a hug. She wants to tell her everything, but she also cherishes the quiet time they share. Still, there's one thing she must do first. I'm back, Lucia. You're back. Alpha pushes Luna on the stone path, like she did so many years ago. This was not a garden with overgrown weeds back then. Yo, this song is great, dude. Dude, that was great stuff, dude. Yeah, man. It's really building and setting the stage, man. I love it. New possibilities. It is already nighttime when Luna and Alpha finish sharing the journeys. Hydro creatures, the twins, so this is how far the punching virus has evolved. Gabriel's ambitions inevitably killed him in the end. Luna sounds calm when she mentions Gabriel's name once again. Can the creations born from the pure punishing virus reach the same end? What end? Luna does not explain. She just looks at Alpha with an apologetic gaze. It's something I'll only understand after becoming an agent, isn't it? I figured. Merciful one I encountered in the underground tunnels, where they were developing the heterohive mother, said she was here for the glad tidings. Even though they can't reach the end, it can only be used as a test for the filtering. I suppose Vonnegut was trying to encourage more worthy seeds to sprout his way. As for the merciful one, Luna looks serious and puzzled. I used to think that she was just an eccentric agent, but after I reconnected with the Ascension Network, I realized that she might be more than meets the eyes. I cannot tell if she really is an agent even now. So I have no idea what she thinks of those hetero creatures. So Vonnegut worries more about the crowd, worries me more out of the two of them, even though his people are the ones on the field most of the time. They're always acting under his authorization. The recent desertion on Babylonia was likely his doing. You were investigating it? A defecting construct ran into my blade and thought I was the Ascendant who recruited him. After I made him tell everything, I caught a few more defectors and interrogated them. After they all said similar things that pointed toward Vonnegut and his lackeys. You didn't used to care about these things like this. I don't care about Babylonia, but that man is linked to the humans. He was the one who gave out information about you. Even people who were there in City 7075. Babylonia had it in you. Like, on one hand, he had in you. He, on the other hand, knew your exact location. That wasn't information that nobody could find out. He couldn't have known just by planting spies and informers. He must have collaborated with some of those people. In a way, he was culpable for their decisions. Not to mention that he was thinking about abandoning you on the moon. That alone makes him my enemy. Humans are never a unified people. Even the same person can make different choices in different situations. I'm not surprised that some of them would want to work with an agent. What we have to worry about is what humans have promised that agent. What made them so confident that they had something even an agent would be interested in. Should we investigate? Luna pauses and ponders before shaking her head. This is something, although his manipulations seem to have fallen far, it doesn't seem to bother him. He's obsessed, but he isn't mad. That makes him a dangerous opponent. Whatever he does, he can't upset the Ascension Network. He won't give up his position as an agent either. Don't worry about the Ascension Network. I worry about you, Luna. Even though you aren't obsessed as the filtering as you used to be, you're more entangled with the Ascension Network than ever. Thank you, sis. I'm aware of my situation, but moving forward is the only way to the future. There's nothing but regret if we turn back now. Alpha pouts, letting go of the topic. Forget it, then. What should we do next? Should we look for more seeds that can pass the filtering like before? No, we can stop doing that for now. Luna stops hovering and sits down at the edge of the stone fountain, gazing at the garden aimlessly. She considers their next step. Do you want to go in and take a look if you can't think of anything right now? Alpha looks at the battered garden. Dust settles on the shattered window. The white paint on the wall has peeled off, revealing the yellow and rotten wood structure underneath. Even though there is nothing left? Sure, let's take a look before we can decide on our next move. They walk toward the door and notice some strange symbols painted in red. The color is faded, but the shapes are still recognizable. What's that? Luna suddenly chuckles as if realizing something. Hearing that, Alpha turns around confused. What is it? Nothing. I guess it's some kind of puzzle? Luna shakes her head and stops laughing, but there's still a smile on her face. Sis. What? Do you miss the days with Roland and Lamia? Why do you ask? I can accompany you if you want to look for them. That's not necessary. If they want to find me, they will. Luna gently pushes on the door. The rotten wood and rusted metal creak while the dust slowly falls. But I suppose they have something they want to do before that. Look at what this place has become. Moonlight enters the house for the first time in years. Yo? A hetero creature is clawing on the floor. Its front claws, strong enough to tear apart metal plates, curl near its chest like a mole's. Although this mole is at least half a meter tall, even when it's curled up, the threatening beast is cowering under the pale girl's gaze. There's nothing unusual here. Alpha walks out from one side of the building and finds Luna staring at the hetero creature before her. Is something wrong with it? Luna retracts her gaze from the hetero creature and turns to Alpha. I'm afraid, sis. Alpha watches the spikes surrounding the hetero creature silently. The reflection of the light down From the barbs of the spikes scream danger. Yeah, understandable. Luna waves her hand. The spikes form the punishing virus dissipate into crimson particles. The curling hetero creature quickly runs off as if it's being spared. Looking at where the hetero creature went, Luna contemplates. Since when have you been interested in hetero creatures? I'm just surprised it can feel fear. Let me explain. Seeing a hint of surprise from Alpha, Luna elaborates. These hetero creatures might be structurally different from the corrupted, but their behavioral patterns are identical, both driven by their primal instincts. The way they identify enemies is pretty straightforward. They're programmed with a target, or they determine it by sensing if the punishing virus is present. You're saying that they wouldn't attack an Ascendant unless someone's controlling them? And they shouldn't be afraid of us. Fear indicates resistance, and resistance will lead to rebellion. Is it scared of what you are and an agent? I don't know, it could even be something else. Where did you find it? It's just calling around here, but it immediately tried to run away after sensing my presence. Hetero creatures are not animals. They don't have natural predators, and I have the punishing virus with me, which made its behavior extremely strange, so I trapped it. Did you discover anything? Luna shakes her head, but it does not seem to be a great loss for her. I'm not sure why. Could it be the way it was programmed when it was born, or could it be an accident? You've shown a newfound interest in corrupted and hetero creatures on our way here. I suppose I'm hoping to find a new possibility from the way they evolve and change. Luna looks up. A few white clouds adorn a blue sky. The satellite that has accompanied this planet for millennia nowhere to be found yet. Nothing remains constant, be it ascendants, humans, or machines. And even hetero creatures exhibit unexpected changes. So is the standard of the filtering. The Ascension Network is looking forward to new possibilities. New possibilities, is it? If there's something you want to do, do it. Of course, and you, is there something you want to do, Lucia? Me, perhaps there will be. Right now, staying with you and not losing you again is good enough for me. They still believe they have plenty of time to discover their past to the future. Aww. Hetero anomaly. Okay. The storm carries the sand into the air. The red obelisk connects the earth and the sky, forming a suffocating cage and obscuring any sense of direction. Coarse stones smash on her artificial skin, making loud clanging noises. Compared to the cuts, however, the shakes beneath her feet are more concerning. Everywhere she looks is chaos, hearing nothing but the howl of the wind. She finds everything surrounding her crumbling down amid the quake. Where is she? What is happening? Is this real? She tries her best to remember. Grabbing hold of a fleeting memory, she pieces the fragments back together. I remember, we were searching for something. Alpha trudges through the storm within her mind as images flashes by like a revolving lantern. Going against the current, she starts searching for where it all started. Is that really you, Lucia? This memory again, staying on the ice field, Alpha stares at her dead friend. Lucia, do you want to return to Babylonia with us? Oh, damn, dude, shit. Although she knows they are not real, she cannot help but reach out for them. Bzz. An electromagnetic barrier suddenly rises and blocks her view. This is the memory she hates the most. Shattering the barrier, she no longer finds her old friends there as they are replaced by Grey Raven. Let's go back, Lucia. Commandant is still waiting for us. Oh, shit. I'm back, Lucia. She looks at the tags in her hand, and the wings, its shield and its symbol are still plain to see, despite how worn the tags are. The three figures head further away, and Alpha turns around, ready to go. Clutching the tags in her hand, she notices something strange. She unfolds her fist and finds the tags embedded into her palm like an imprint. Lucia? Alpha has no idea when the ice field disappeared. A warm ocean breeze blows past her, gently rocking the tags on her neck. I'm okay, just unpleasant memories. Did you find what you were looking for? Luna shakes her head, standing before the aquarium. What I'm finding is not here. After their brief reunion in their old home, Luna began searching for something as if having received some kind of guidance. They have since traveled through city ruins, savage jungles, and freezing snowfields, yet their search has not been fruitful. I know I asked you before, but are you still unsure about what it looks like? I have no idea, but I know what I'm looking for when I see it. That will be something that can affect the Ascension Network greatly. Hearing Luna mention the Ascension Network, Alpha begins to wonder if the increasingly frequent channel noises are connected to what Luna is seeking. Let's move on if it's not here. You seem agitated. Is it the channel noise? It's fine, I'm used to ignoring it. The channel noise has been getting louder since then. You've been looking until that tower suddenly appeared. Alpha pierces the red cube with her katana, and reddish-black liquid leaks from the pillar. Red, that tower was red. As the liquid drips down, her forgotten memories return like a flood. Damn, dude. The collapsed buildings become intersecting slopes of rubbles and rebars, blocking the path ahead. The shelters that were once invincible crumble before the natural disaster, fracturing into broken glass and fragments that hinder the survivors. A dark red spot suddenly appears on the walls of the wreckage. Expanding, it becomes a beam of light, melting the stone and steel before clearing a path. The air feels singed. The girl in white puts down her hand, red bolts of lightning still crackling between her fingers. The obstacles have been removed. Let's continue, Lucia. Alpha looks at the red spire they are heading toward. Although she clearly senses the highly concentrating punishing virus within, all she can feel is dread and a fleeting sense of loathing. Is the tower the reason for the frequent earthquakes in the last few days? The quakes were just the aftershocks of its emergence. Alpha crouches and closes her eyes, carefully discerning the situation underground. There's a strange punishing virus activity underground as well, but it's not just the red tide, and they're all heading toward the tower. What does that tower do? Appearance signifies that either the punishing virus or the humans are ready to be tested. The side that passes will get the chance to change the rules of the game. Sounds like a fairy tale cliche. Luna smiles and nods in agreement. That was probably what the person who made the tower thought. But her smile quickly disappears, replaced by a solemn expression and a faint anticipation in her eyes. But that tower genuinely has the power to turn fantasies into reality. If we can make use of it, our wish could... Suddenly, Luna's gaze snaps back toward the red tower, and she looks shocked. Someone has begun their ascent. Humans have a head start. Let's keep going. Isn't that what you've been looking for? If you want to reach the top, I will drag that person down no matter how far ahead they are. Luna closes her eyes. For a brief second, Alpha finds Luna incredibly far away. Instinctively, she takes a step toward Luna. Were you using the Ascension Network, Luna? You might not need to enter the tower, Lucia, but there's still something I want to witness myself. The tower can make our wish come true, but it's still an important part of the process. Damn, okay. Our wish. An unshakable idea lingers in Alpha's head. What is our wish? What happened afterward? It seems that the humans have won this trial. The endless tower breaches the clouds, its beacon merging with the blue sky. Red particles converge into countless streams, being absorbed by the whirlpool at the top. The light from the tower flickers, as if it's breathing, decimating the red particles in an instant. Human technology couldn't have achieved this. Is this conversion done by the tower? Luna nods, quietly watching the streams being sucked into the sky and getting visibly thinner by the second. The bright redness that was conspicuous is now barely perceptible. We should go for now. There will soon be no punishing virus in this area. Although Ascendants won't die like the hetero creatures, our ability will still be affected in the vicinity of that tower. Will that tower convert the entire existence of the punishing virus on this planet eventually? And how will Ascendants like them fare? It is a path of trial and a symbol of evolution. It isn't an all-powerful antidote. Neither humankind, punishing virus, nor Ascension Network have reached a decisive endpoint. But a new beginning has begun. The Ascension Network will also Her vision begins to blur. Luna is speaking, but Alpha does not hear any sound except for the raging wind by her ears. What will the Ascension Network do? The storm in the space gets progressively fiercer. Cubic red pillars spring up like mushrooms, supporting the wavering mind space and fighting over the limited crevices. Hey, I am the storm that is approaching. With each step, Alpha feels a toll it extracts from her. She moves her gaze downward, only to find the mire engulfing her waist. The more she fights, the more she pulls her deeper into its grasp. Alpha is now neck deep in the dark pond. Lost in turmoil within her mind, she does not realize she is being pulled into another maelstrom. I remember. The harder she tries to remember, the faster she gets sucked in. It has something to do with the filtering. There are only ripples on the surface of the pond. Alpha is lost in the depths of her mind, nowhere to be found. Damn, okay. Damn, dude, this is trippy.
Lose yourself in the abyss.
Is this me during my time with Grey Raven? After image of the past, but what's the point now? I've no time to dwell on these. Memories are so entangled, no matter whose they are. If they stand in my way, I'll destroy them. Damn, okay.
Lose yourself in the abyss.
Alright, damn, okay, there we go. Damn it, where's Lucia? She should be here with reinforcements. This is... For Hero, those must be memories etched deep in his soul. During that mission, Hero got separated and encountered multiple corrupted. Merle and Zun were also overwhelmed by the corrupted horde. By the time I reached Hero, there wasn't a single piece of his cybernetic limbs left intact. He never lets me forget it. Keeps playing the sympathy card over and over. Dreading up these memories serves no purpose. So you want to relive these glory days with me, huh? Alright then, I'm game. Okay, damn.
Lose yourself in the abyss.
Alright, let's go.
Lose yourself. Weak.
Jeez, okay. Merle, time to tighten our formation. Just the words I've been waiting to hear. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Lucia, let's do this. Merle and Zun. I'd almost forgotten what it felt like to fight alongside them. Even if it is just a memory replay.
Too slow.
Damn, okay. Damn, ouch.
Lose yourself in the abyss.
Alright. This stage, man, is crazy. My team, Grey Raven, is this our final mission? After this, Merle, Zun, Hero. Enough with these pointless memories. They shouldn't be here like this. Damn, okay.
The flames of the abyss will end it all.
Damn, okay.
Too slow.
It's over. Zun, Hero, you guys. Lucia, you betrayed Babylonia, struck a deal with the Ascendants. After all the trust Ravage placed in you. Damn it, what the hell? Let's take down this traitor of Grey Raven.
Lose yourself. Too slow.
Damn, bro, that's gotta suck. Damn, dude. Farewell, Lucia. Oh, shit. From the cinematic, Ravenge. Fire and smoke cover the sky. Silence and death fill the air. The shouting never stops. She clenches her weapon, as it is the only way to interact with this world. She repeats the same action she has performed thousands of times, responding with the instinct she has forged with thousands of battles. Unsheathed, swings and cuts down the head of anyone in her way. Unsheathed, swings and breaks the enemy's weapon. Unsheathed, swings, unsheathed, swings, unsheathed, swings. The path behind her is paved with piles of dead bodies. The world has seemingly lost all its colors but one. The filtering is a simple exercise of survival of the fittest. The end is near. There is no end. This is an endless cycle. Someone seems to have said that before. She looks up again, and the finish line is at her fingertips. But how many times has she been here before? How long will this filtering last, until there is only one person left? As she questions that, her perfect stance reveals an opening, and an unrecognizable shadowy figure dashes towards Alpha. No. Oh damn, okay. She cuts the shadow in half as she did many before. Still, it only makes her more anxious. What does a filtering like this leave behind? The tireless marcher gradually slows down and thinks. More and more monsters hidden in the shadows appear around her. They all look hideous, as if having been abandoned by the world. Alpha's blade moves slower and slower, but her mind and senses have never been sharper. Like a kite wavering in the storm, she remains tied to the earth by a resilient line despite how far she has flown. This must stop here. Alpha does not know if continuing will take her to the actual finish line, but she is certain that this is not the path she wishes to take. As that thought appears in her mind, she feels like the kite line behind her pulling her back. Alpha drives back the monsters that are trying to drag her back into the bloody path while trying to protect the fragile twine behind her. Damn, okay. The fate of that tower is sealed. I think the Ascension network will also change accordingly. Also, one sec, before we go on. The music is going hard, dude. I love it. That changes what we want to take advantage of. Why has the Ascension network changed? How can Luna and her make use of it? More and more questions arise, but Alpha still cannot find the answer. A key part of the truth seems to have been intentionally removed. The line behind her pulls her further and further away from the monsters. The scent of death slowly fades. Behind her is the smell of pasture. Alpha feels like she is pulled through a veil before landing on a field of soft grass. Oh, okay. You're finally awake, Lucia. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. Damn. New filtering. Alright, let's go. Tripping insects hide among the grass. Spherical bubbles reflect colorful lights. The rotten wall has been painted white. The neglected lawn has been mown into a tidy green carpet. The most eye-catching feature is this two-seater swing. Froggy sits on it, looking out of place among the surrounding flowers. Looking at the familiar yet strange view before her, Alpha is a little shaken, and the memories she buries deep inside her mind are stirred up. Do you think this is better? She hears Luna's voice beside her. Luna looks warmer now, no longer as cold as the moon which she was named after. I suppose. I wasn't expecting the place to look like this. It's bringing back memories for sure. Alpha takes another look at the large swing before her. There are some differences though. Still, I remember you asking for a swing when you were young. But you gave up on it after you found another toy that you wanted more. Alpha looks reminiscent. She gently touches the swing, and it starts swaying and squeaking. So that's what it sounds like. I suppose, after all, this is just a simulation. Alpha stops the swing before her so it does not disturb their conversation. I'll be direct as well then. Are you Luna? The brief warmth from before has completely vanished. There is only caution in Alpha's eyes. Of course it's me, Lucia. Alpha does not respond. Her question certainly did not come out of nowhere, and the girl who claims to be Luna would have continued explaining if she was telling the truth. because that is the bond between Luna and her. But some things are different as well. Luna closes her eyes as if considering where to begin. Damn, dude. Okay. This is interesting so far. Shall we sit down and talk, Lucia? This is going to take a while. Luna sits down on the swing afterward. Alpha does not hesitate either, sitting next to her. The swing starts moving without anyone pushing it, accompanying Lucia's hurried words. Let's start with what you care about the most, Lucia. I'm Luna. I'm the Luna you know. Luna, your sister Luna, the agent. Luna who's undergoing a new filtering. A new filtering? Hey, oh, okay. Oh, a new filtering. Oh, is that a teaser? Oh, is that a teaser for her future frame that she gets? Okay. You must remember how the spiral tower turned blue, right? You said the Ascension Network could change because of that. There's someone among the humans who has passed the trial of the spiral tower and earned qualification. The Ascension Network, being on the other side, has not evolved to that level yet. Seeking its own evolution, the Ascension Network has begun a new round of filtering on the agents and the Ascendants, possibly trying to find someone who is equally qualified. A new round of filtering. Alpha cannot help but recall the mind space of blood and flame from before. If that was the filtering for her, what would she have become? That's right. That was the new round of filtering for you. Seemingly noticing Alpha's thoughts, Luna answers what Alpha's not asked aloud. The Ascension Network needs more powerful representatives, and it needs better agents that can carry out its will. But you've been resisting it, Lucia, which is why your filtering is so destructive. Filtering was so destructive and forceful. Luckily, you woke up early, otherwise I wouldn't be able to find your mind that easily. What about you? I obtained some new access during my filtering, which revealed some things I didn't know. Our understanding is our prison. The extent of our knowledge is where our walls are built. The more we know, the larger this prison becomes. Acquiring more access also means a deeper connection with the Ascension Network, until one becomes an inseparable part of it. Luna's voice gets more ethereal as Swing moves back and forth. Luna! Alpha's lost memories finally resurface. She remembers seeing the girl lying motionlessly with the red crystals like a suspended puppet and a sheep on the altar. This is the price of the Ascension Network. The more one uses its power, the more one changes in the direction it chooses. There's no response, no matter how Alpha calls to her sister. The chains creak chillingly, and the swing stops. Luna's voice becomes normal again, as if she has been disconnected from something. Don't worry, Lucia, I'm not there yet. Gaining new access means new duties. The only way I can see you for the This is the only way I can see you for the moment. I've chosen to stay here, and I can only stay here. Perhaps I'm too closely connected to the Ascension Network, as you said. Why must it be this way? Because this is the only way to find a new possibility. The Ascension Network might be actively seeking it, but it doesn't have the ability to change. It's like a giant wall that loops around and imprisons all the Ascendants inside. My tie with the Ascension Network is so deep that it's not possible for me to climb over those walls. But it's different for you, Lucia. You've been wavering near its edges, which makes you the best candidate. Why the obsession with a new possibility? Because the filtering from the Ascension Network is an endless loop. The filtering will only lead to the power and loneliness. But it does not matter what I think. What do you think, Lucia? Right then, the chirping from the insects slowly quiets down, and the bubble lights dim. It seems that this is the limit. Although I can use my access to lower the negative impact of the Ascension Network on you, this will be the last time. What will you do next? The Ascension Network has restricted your freedom in its own way, and now it's trying to do the same to me. No matter what we do, we won't be able to get what we're after. Our time with it needs to come to an end. If that's the case, you'll find something that can help you in this research center. A set of coordinates suddenly appear in Alpha's mind. What is this place? Fort Winter. It's the secret research center we've been searching for since the North Pole. Oh, damn, okay. How did you find out about it? It was where they kept me before transferring me to the moon, after all. The Ascension Network connected with 2 brief signals there previously. Those were the new specialized frames the humans were designing. During the time when the Hetero Tower was emitting electromagnetic radiation, the Ascension Network briefly captured a 3rd signal in that research institute again. I'm certain that there is a device for you to connect to the Ascension Network without me there. To us, that is a door leading to the Ascension Network directly. Given your unique position, entering in that state may find us a way to actually leave the Ascension Network. Alpha can feel her mind floating away. Luna becomes smaller and smaller in the nostalgic scene. Oh, damn. Lucia, you're on your own now. Oh, damn, okay. With her mind back in her body, Alpha awakens from her brief sleep. She turns to look at the girl sleeping tightly inside the crystals and sees her sharpening katana. Before she was sucked into the turmoils within her mind, Alpha tried to rescue Luna from the crystals by force. But the frail appearance of the crystals hides an impenetrable barrier that serves both as a cage and as a shield. A cage like this won't appear again. Alpha places her hand gently on the crystals and makes a silent vow. Okay, damn, okay. Sad cry. Okay, let's go. 515, Area D12. Few constructs are guarding the transport craft as if waiting for something. Seeing the transport craft approach, Alpha knows she's getting closer to her target. The balance between Ascendants and the Ascension Network has been shattered. It's now a one-sided domination. It's time to put an end to this. Alpha composes herself, shifting her gaze back to the squad near the transport craft. A task force from Babylonia. No, it's the Purifying Force? After trekking a few hours, Alpha arrives at the isolated destination. She did consider if this was a trap before she made a decision. But an encounter near the Inver Hetero Tower is a riskier and more troublesome choice, just as the voice in the player said. There shouldn't be anyone here except for me. They don't look like they're guarding or searching for anything either. Are they sitting and waiting for someone to land in their lap? That can't be. They don't have enough people for that. Alpha observes the pacing constructs carefully. After making sure there is no enemy hidden from sight, she walks out of her hiding spot. I can't miss this opportunity. She has no idea how many more battles she can survive, but until her mind is completely devoured, she's more than capable of handling these enemies before her. Alright, let's go. Ground units. Orca is about to land. Copy. Reception procedure executed. Orca has arrived at designated area. Air mission completed. Thanks. We'll start the transfer. Hand over mission completed. Leaving the next mission now. I don't know. Ground City Ruins. Okay. The mine. Alright. Let's go.
Look into my eyes and fall into the abyss. Lose yourself, weak.
Ah, shit, eh?
Too slow. Lose yourself in the abyss.
Well, damn. Okay. Alright then. Oh shit.
But Luna...
Well, damn, okay. Bro, what the fuck?
Losers too slow. The flames of the abyss.
Okay then, goodbye.
Lose yourself in the abyss. Weak.
Well, damn, okay. That did not go as planned.
Too slow. Too slow. The flames of the
Alright,
abyss.
let's go. I'm really bad at stealth, is what I learned today.
Too slow.
Alright. Nice. 5:30 p.m. inside the transport craft. After making sure that no reinforcement is coming, Alpha returns to the pilot seat in the transport craft. This transport craft doesn't have official ID. Alpha is hoping to remove the dispatching center's tracking of the transport craft first, but she is surprised to find it undocumented. Not only is it unregistered, but its flight log is empty as well. Is the squad really the purifying force? She takes the terminal from the one who looks like the captain and starts inspecting it. Is this their mission data? Alpha taps open the mission briefing on the terminal. If they're only pretending to be the purifying force, perhaps the mission will reveal the truth. The mission briefing lists the names of a few deserters and the last locations they were seen. It appears that they are here to search for deserters, which is what they are supposed to do. Something isn't right. Remembering what she observed earlier in her past encounters with the purifying force, Alpha senses that something is out of place. They seem to be waiting instead of searching. Alpha keeps examining the terminal, trying to recover deleted files. As expected, an encrypted mail appears before her. She opens it and finds the detailed information of a construct. It seems that they will always be watching you. Oh damn, okay. Mission target, Lucia Plume. Mind ID, BPO. Oh, yo. What? Mission 1. Arrive in Area D12 before 17 GMT and secure the transport craft. Wolfsbane should head to D12 to confirm the status of target at 1730 after completing Mission 1 and wait for the instruction. What do they want her for? No, more importantly, what were they waiting for? Although she's not come into contact with Grey Raven, Alpha's instinct tells her that a hidden threat is slowly forming a net. Oh, is it Chrono? Is it those Chrono bastards again? Because if it is, they are biatches. This net is gradually tightening, gathering up unrelated parties. Do you want to warn her? Perhaps seeing her will clear up the doubts in your heart. Hearing the noise in her audio module, Alpha eventually shakes her head. There's no reason for me to risk my life for her. It doesn't really help what I'm about to do either. She probably would have fallen into these people's hands by now if it weren't for your intervention. I thought you didn't want what happened to you to happen to her. Or do you think the person who provided you with this intel will continue to help Grey Raven? I inferred in City 075 because that Grey Raven commandant might have information on Luna's whereabouts. It was more advantageous for me that they were alive back then. Is it more advantageous for you right now if they're in trouble? What's happening to them doesn't really impact me. However, it has revealed some useful information. The Parliament shaped them into heroes. Now someone's going after them. Alpha sneers and closes the projection before her. How familiar. Obviously, Corona's behind these people. Whether it's the Parliament losing its hold on its own situation or those working in the shadows finding a weak point they can target. It shows that humans are pointing their guns toward each other, which only makes things easier for me. And the person who told me about this place couldn't be aiding Grey Raven. She wouldn't have sought the Ascendant's help otherwise. Alpha crushes the terminal in her hand before entering the coordinates in her mind into the navigation system. Hey, let's go. 5:20 p.m. Area D14. Your pistol lands accurately at the energy core of the corrupted. Its bright red eyes dim and the clattering of the metal dies down. This is the last one. You're all relieved that you're not encountered any ascendant on your way to the Nice conservation while escorting the transport fleet. What a lovely experience working together this has been. I must admit that Babylonia's generosity has surprised me. Remember that we're always open for business on your future ventures. It's going to cost a lot to restart the Eternal Engine after all. After parting with ACA's cargo crew, Grey Raven, Lucia, and you, more specifically, receives another mission to eliminate more corrupted. Although their numbers have greatly diminished, occasional groups of corrupted still appear outside the clean zone. Lucia is responsible for taking down most of them, and you do your best to eliminate several separated corrupted before they near the temporary camps. Confirming that there are no moving corrupted nearby, you turn to the safety of your still scorching pistol back on and holster it. Commandant, are you hurt? I'm alright. Lucia still steps up and gives you a detailed inspection before she relaxes and smiles. Good, you're not hurt. I've eliminated the corrupted in the southwestern directions as well. I'm not detecting any more movement currently. Should we patrol other directions now, Commandant? That is when you notice a cut on Lucia's right arm where vital fluid is dripping out, soaking her clothes. Are you hurt? It's just a small injury. It won't affect me. Lucia's not wrong. Small injuries like that are run-of-the-mill to her. What bothers you more is, how did you get hurt? These shambling corrupted should not have posed any threat to Lucia. Was it the mind trance again? Yeah, her situation seems to be worse than you imagined, but what caused it? As you deliberate the possible reasons, you suddenly hear a sharp shriek, the alarm for a highly concentrated punishing virus. Lucia. You try to warn Lucia when she pushes you away. The unexpected force sends you crashing into a steel plate several meters away. Okay, damn. Dazed by the impact, you can barely even hear the deafening alarm anymore. You lean on the metal plate to stand up, struggling to recover your blurred vision. Lucia! You thought the alarm was caused by corrupted hidden on the ground, but is actually coming from Lucia. She covers her forehead, her expression filled with agony. Her thruster is thrown aside as dull red sparks flash around her body. Oh crap, that ain't good. What the fuck? You can see with your own eyes that she's been infected significantly. Her invert device is not enough to stabilize her mind. It requires immediate mind connection. Don't! Lucia suddenly shouts to warn you as if she has noticed something, but she is too late. Oh crap. Ugh. Oh shit. The sense of suffocation fills your brain. Your heart feels like it's being torn to pieces by a pair of hands. Chaos takes over your mind as if a swamp is devouring your sanity. The mind beacon is infected. You feel like you are back to under City 075 and time is stretching infinitely. In this unending moment, you sense a clear emotion amidst the sea of chaos. Hostility. Blinded by illusionary redness, you feel a sudden sharp pain in your abdomen, then contrasting feeling of coldness and heat. Blood and vital fluid drips down the blade from the palms of you two onto the floor. Your momentary instinct saved you from a strike to your vital organs. Grabbing the katana with your hands, you avoid the worst outcome. But you alone can never dodge a strike from a construct. Holding the hilt of her blade with one hand, Lucia's other hand, however, is clutching the blade like you. Strife, fear, hatred, disgust, regrets, complicated emotions flash across her face, as if a demon is fighting to control her body. Lucia. They push an avalanche back onto the mountaintop while stepping into the swamp. You calm down the chaotic mind while slowly pulling the katana out from your abdomen. Don't lose to it. Commandant! Blood gushes out of your wound. And you hear a cry of anguish you've never heard before. Oh shit, bro. Oh, damn. That's bad. That's really bad. Dude, that's real bad, man. This is getting crazy, dude. Holy crap. This is getting crazy, dude. Man, oh man. This is getting crazy, man. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for today's stream today. So yeah, overall, this story stuff has been getting pretty good so far. I like it so far. Pretty interesting. It's honestly pretty interesting to see it from Alpha's perspective for the most part, honestly. I like it. Pretty good setup so far. And Corona is always bastards, as always. And honestly, Alpha seems really fun, I won't lie. She really changed my mind. Like, Crimson Weave has really changed my mind. This patch, I won't lie. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the video. Also, if you want to see more, please subscribe or drop a follow. And please remember to give a comment to tell me what you thought of the stream / video. And remember to stay humble and be kind to people. And see you guys later.